What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Yoga Duck coming to you from New Orleans, NOLA, the NO, the Crescent City. Yeah, that Big Easy, baby. And today I got some content for you. But before we get into all that, make sure you smash that like button. I'm talking about absolutely assault that thing. Hit the subscribe button. Tap on that bell so you can get the bell notification so you be aware of all the content that I'm putting out. And we're going to get into it. Hey, share that thing. Drop some comments for me, bro. Do me a favor. I'm on the road to monetization. Help a brother out. And look, you may not want to comment, right? You may not want to comment. You may not want to give me your take. You may not want to give me your opinion. But look, do me a favor. Do me this huge favor, please. Because all engagement is needed, right? So look, if you don't want to actually give your opinion or on what I'm talking about or anything like that, you want to stay clear. Look, just drop some like fleur-de-lis in the chat for me. We're gonna try something new. I'm trying to get this engagement going, help a brother out. Look, that road to monetization, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it, but I can't have it without y'all help. You feel me? And I'm gonna continue to bring out some more content. I mean, I'm getting a lot of good feedback, bro. People like how I got it set up. People seem to like resonate with me. So look, let's spread the word. Let's spread the word. Like this, not all I do. I don't just do this like entertainment content or anything like that. But in order for me to expand and talk about some of the stuff I like to talk about, you know what I'm saying? I like the politics. I'm not gonna touch on too much, you know, given the state of affairs, given the state of the country right now. But like I can touch this entertainment space ain't the only thing I do, bro. I can talk about anything. I'm a conversationalist. I love engaging in conversation. And I may be a bit of a narcissist. I don't think I am, but I may be a bit of a narcissist, and I like to talk. That's what I do. I like to engage with people. So with no further ado, we're going to get into this Shannon Sharpe situation. Now, for all those who don't know, which everyone probably does know, Shannon Sharpe is in a bit of a pickle for dating a OnlyFans model. And she's now coming after him for $50 million. Shannon Sharpe called himself trying to settle with the woman for $10 million. So there's been some tapes coming out, some recordings coming out with the girl basically recorded Shannon Sharpe without his knowing. And don't get me wrong. Look, I'm a cut straight to it. The little girl like 20 years old, right? On 50, 56, 57. So look, that's legal. I ain't. It's weird to me. I wouldn't do it. It's legal. So if you're talking about Unc's a PDF, that's your opinion. Me personally, excuse me, I'm of that opinion. But at the end of the day, it's legal, so we can't use that. You know what I'm saying? We can't use that as something that he did wrong. Now, the R-word allegations, they have some merit, right? Because the woman in question, I think her name is Gabriella, the woman in question says that Unc did some stuff against her will. And we know how this is. If a woman consents 99 out of 100 times, if on time number 100 she says no and you proceed, technically she can bring charges upon you, Unc. And the sad part is, Unc, you 57. You almost 60 years old. You know better. You've been in the NFL. You know, you the type to go around to these youngsters just breaking into the NFL and you trying to give them game. But you can't give them game if you out here game goofy. You game goofy, Unc. Straight up. First of all, if you messing with this little tenderoni, this little white woman off the OnlyFans, like you gotta keep it purely transactional. Like ain't no calling, hey, like everything has got to be transactional. And I'm married, so I'm not making no transactions at all. I think that even though I'm married, I think that prostitution should be legal. You know, uh, not that I want to partake in it, but it's like the oldest profession in the world. You're not going to stop it from happening. So at the very least, can you regulate it? That's my feelings on it. At the very least, let's regulate it. Let's have some, bring in the board of health or whatever. Make sure these women is tested regularly, and let's get it regulated. Bring OSHA in it. Bring OSHA in it. You know what I'm saying? Something to keep people safe, because people gonna partake in it anyway. You feel me? So Unc out here, he's chasing interracial sexual access. He gotta have his white woman and his young white woman, and they like to do this little role playing sex, slave play type thing. To each his own. Unc, I ain't knocking you for it. It's weird, especially you being so big. You out here bed bucking it. I ain't gonna lie, Unc. It's weird. You should know better. It's weird that you get off on this, letting white woman act like they your slave. They the wife of the slave master. Because I guarantee you that's what's going on. This girl says she wanted his big black baby in her. Dude. See, I mean, look, I love all women. Like, I think everybody's beautiful. Not everybody's beautiful, but I'm not like against interracial marriage or anything like that. You love who you love, dude. But like, oh, you gotta admit, like, that's weird to like be into as a black man to be into that little slave playing thing, dude. That I mean, look, like I ain't trying to kink shame you on, uh, but like, come on, bro. That's like, look, and it don't help that you from Georgia and you got that southern drawl, that Georgia twang to it. It's just nasty work in 2025 on you too old to be playing these games. You should have kept this purely transactional, like I said earlier. The broad had no business going to your house, little brother. I mean, big brother. The broad had no business going to your house. It did, like, it's clear as day that everything was purely transactional, because broad was trying to charge you $25 per cheek, and you tried to negotiate it to 10. I don't know if it was 10 per cheek or 10 for the whole thing. But you was negotiating with the broad. Like, if you gotta negotiate with the broad, like, ain't no coming to my house. You negotiate, dude. You don't bring broads to your house, dude. You bring broads to the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? Because these broads set you, and then she on OnlyFans. She has no ambition. You dig? She out here trying to get it the easiest way that's possible. Laying on her back is how she's trying to get it. She ain't trying to work hard for nothing. You a lick, homie. You a whole lick. And you fell for it at 60 years old. You getting taken for a ride by a 20-year-old, a girl 30-something years your junior, and you getting taken for a ride because you so thirsty for some white woman. Even if it was a black woman. These young tenderonis. You so thirsty. You so much of a freak. You so much of a freak ass nigga that you got by some girl 30-something years your junior. Dude, you a whole goofy out here, Unc. And look, I'm not here to ride on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to ride on you, dig. Like, I think this all is they got plenty of bigger stuff going on in the world. So this not just to like dig into you, pause. This not just to go off on you. I'm not the biggest Shannon Sharpe. I'm not the biggest Shannon Sharpe fan in the world. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, because Shannon he seems I'm gonna just cut to the chase. Shannon, you seem like a coon to me. And then you with the whole race play thing and the whole slave play thing. That just kind of like confirms my beliefs in you being a coon. I'm gonna just be real. But you've been warned, like you had Cat Williams on your show on Club Shay Shay. He was sending out warnings, you know. You had Monique on there, she was sending out warnings and such. Like, it's not like you don't know the game, but your need for interracial your loins is what's controlling you, dude. You too old to be being controlled by your loins. Nasty work, dude. Nasty work for a 60-year-old dude to be controlled by his loins. You should know better than that. Gross. So basically, the LeBron taking you for a ride because you a lick. You a big old walking lick. Out here looking like the biggest buck in America, and you just a walking lick. It's sad, Shannon. Then the whole thing is, and this was like, it seemed like a setup from the jump. The whole thing is, the transaction didn't go the way you wanted it to go. You were trying to get it at a discount. Let's be real, right? So I'm gonna try to keep this as PG as possible. So you paid. This is what it seems like to me. You paid for general admission into the show, but you called yourself trying to sneak backstage. Let that sink in. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. We all adults here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You pay for general admission to the show, but you call yourself wanting to sneak backstage, and that girl called you on it like, yo, don't do that. I told you not to do that. And where your protection at home? You just sliding the protection off after the girl told you not to? As if this is all true. This is all alleged. I think this is a big distraction. They got a lot going on in the world. You got the thing with Carmelo Anthony going on, right? And it seems like the little white supremacist crowd is going to be taking an L from that one, right? Tony Busby is an absolute piece of work himself. He's an ambulance chaser, and he only chases ambulances that have been affected by black men. Yeah, there's a racial component to this. As much as I like to try to stay away from that kind of stuff, there's no denying that Tony Busby is a racist, and he only goes after black men. But look, Shannon Sharpe has to take accountability for this type of stuff because he wants to be a bad buck. He wants to be into race play and role and slave play as big as he is and get his jollies off being called out his name. He won't get his jollies off while this young white woman calls him a nigger with the hard ER. I'm sure she hits the hard ER. I'm sure she does. You played yourself. You played yourself, dude. Dude, you too old to be this goofy. Straight up. So look, Shannon put out a statement. Dude. We'll get into the statement. You know, I don't like being put on the spot when I'm reading, but it is what it is. So, and the statement looks like, and everybody's saying the same thing. The statement looked like this was put out by your PR team or your lawyer, and you just copied and pasted it. Lazy. And everybody's like cooking you for this. Like, stop. You too old to be getting cooked like this. So, my statement is found here. This is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. Shannon, it's not 100% consensual. It may be 90% consensual. right? Because old girl told you not to go in the back door, yet you did it. You want to hit the wrong hole. Wrong hole, sorry. Nah. Stay out that girl back door. Stay out that girl back door like she ain't want it in the back door. Y'all agreed to not go in the back door. You paid for general admission. So it's clear that you ain't supposed to be backstage. You only paid for general admission. Going backstage is a extra bill. That's extras. So it can be 100%. And if you slide the Jimmy hat off on the OnlyFans model on, wow, you're a whole lose out here. You goofy. You goofy. At this juncture, I'm electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I hate to see it. I hate to tell you this. Oh, you ain't going back to ESPN. Maybe not this year. I don't see it happening at all, but definitely not no time soon. From what I'm hearing, Shannon says he wants to he want to take a few months off, so he wants to come back in August. It was about 3 months down the line, little over 3 months. Shannon, you're not getting back in August. Just so you know. Now, I don't want to see you hurting out here. This girl about to take you for a ride. You didn't and that's the whole thing, dude. You didn't already offer to settle with this broad. You didn't already offer to settle with the broad. You don't do that because it makes you. And I know that's not an admission of guilt settling with a woman. You know, it's just just let's keep this quiet. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this getting out. That's usually what settlements aren't an admission of guilt. And let's get that clear. But it does make you look guilty in a court of public opinion. Like you willing to dish out 10 mil. Tony Busby like, nah, we gonna get 50. Straight up. Straight up and down, we getting 50. You trying to settle with this broad ain't a good look. Look, Tony Busby went after Jay-Z. Jay-Z told you, get it in blood. Like, don't bring up no civil stuff. If I did this, take me to criminal court, Tony Busby. You see he backed down. Tony Busby is a piece of trash. I'm not a fan of Tony Busby. He an ambulance chaser and he only chases after he only goes after black folks. He only go after my people, so I ain't no fan of his. Shannon, you bet not give this dude no W. He been taking L's all year. You bet not give him no W. Boy, you bet not. Okay. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. Shannon, you not getting back? Hopefully you do. Unc, I'm not a fan of you, Unc, like that. You know, your club Shay interviews when you interview Kat, you interview Monique. I was interested. I'm not a real big fan of buck dancers. I'm not a fan of buck dancers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna put you on Uncle Ruckus, Charleston White level buck dancing, Jesse Lee Peterson level of buck dancing, or you know, I'm not gonna put you on that level. But use a whole clown out here. Use a whole step and fetch it. Use a whole step and fetch it. I'm gonna be absolutely real with you. I'm not a fan of step and fetch it. I'm sorry, like, and then to come to the realization that you into slave play, it makes it even worse. Unc, you cooked, homie. I'm gonna be real. You can't be out here like wrong hole and cornholing like the white women against their will. That's crazy. And then putting your hands around their neck. Come on, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure she's into that, right? I'm sure she's into that. That's probably like her thing. She like, because there's a lot of women out here that like that. Not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, because it's weird to me. I ain't into, I'm not kink shaming you on. I ain't kink shaming. You done threatened to choke this lady. That ain't a good look. And it don't matter if it's taken out of context. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got the whole recording, it don't matter if it's taken out of context. Because the context is what she puts out. So unless you got that whole recording, which you don't, because I'm sure she didn't record you with your knowing. Unless you got that whole recording, homie, like ain't nothing you can do. You ain't in control. You can't control the release of this unless they take it to like criminal court and there's discovery involved. At least, well, I'm not no lawyer, so I don't know if that's totally true. I don't know if you can like request discovery in a civil matter or something like that. I'm pretty sure you can. But let's finish. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, colleagues, Shannon Sharpe. So, yeah, this is basically, a PR move. Shannon, like, stop it. Like I say, I think this all is, I don't want to dump on you, homie. I don't want to dump on you, big brother. But these kind of missteps like this, dude, especially from a man of your age, crazy. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's crazy. But like Shannon's been warned before. Shannon's been warned. Let's go. Let's bring it to what like Monique had to say.
No 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie.
Look at I do, girl. Oh, Shannon, you a cringe, dude. Like, look, I know that's your character, dude. Like I say, I ain't into the step and fetch it. That ain't my thing. Come on. I understand it's all entertainment, dude, but can we the whole black and mild thing is cringe. The whole coming on camera with the wave cap, that's all that's cringe, dude. It's cringe.
Talking to you. Take your ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. 26.
No. Look, she right. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say she's right, because it's to each his own. Like, that's what Shannon's into. It's not illegal what he's doing. The girl is 20-something years old. She's of age. But I'm gonna put it to you like this. It's nothing wrong with men. Well, it's nothing wrong with people dating younger, right? As long as it's legal, right? He wasn't with a sub 18-year-old, right? But as an almost 60-year-old man, as a mature man, 19, 20 is just way too young. 19, 20, they ain't even established in life. Like, even if, I'm not saying you got to go like totally professional, but given your status in life, given your money in life, I would suggest you go strictly professional, right? So a professional women are a little bit different. By the time women turn about 25, that's when they're like established within their careers, even if that career is OnlyFans, right? At least by 25, she's got everything working. She's got like, she's well established in whatever endeavor she's partaking in, even if it's OnlyFans. But like I say, at your age, I would suggest you going after a professional broad, right? 20 is way too young. 25 is when the brain is a little bit more mature for men and women. Now, everybody age differently, mature differently. I think by the time I was like 22, like I was, in the workforce. I had started my career. But that's not like, I'm not gonna say it's rare for men, but men don't usually get established that early. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they didn't go to like college and get a degree through college and they went down a path in which their degree took them. Like I went into the labor force, blue collar man. Usually about 22, usually about 22, people ain't like that. I was well down the path of being established by the age of 22. Women usually around that age, 22, they starting their careers. They're fresh out of college, starting their careers. By 25, they're well established in said career, and that's when it's legit. That's when it's like they're of that mature mindset. At 20, you still basically fresh out of high school. Is it weird? Yes. Uh, is it PDF type work legally from a legal aspect? No, it's not. It's not PDFery. Is it weird? Yes. Would I do it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm just saying. Look, I'm not you. Shannon. I'm never gonna have these types of allegations towards me. So it don't even matter. I'm married for one. Love my wife, love my family. Like I'm not gonna have these allegations towards me. So, like to each his own, Shannon. To each his own. Let's see what let's go back and we going back in the way back machine. That's what Cat Williams was on.
Want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women.
Yeah. It's nothing against white women. I think everybody's like, I mean, this one, like, she's not my thing, Jonathan Majors thing, that's definitely not my thing. What did he see in her? Like, it's nothing against white women. That's beautiful, too. You seen some of these women out of Scandinavia? Some of these Scandinavian women, this beautiful women of all hues. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was to get a white woman, it definitely wouldn't be one off OnlyFans. It definitely wouldn't be an Americanized one. If I was to ever get which I won't because I'm married, but if I was to ever get a white woman, she'll be from like Germany or not even Australia. That's a little bit too Western. I don't want a Westernized woman if I was to get a white woman.
Women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth.
And that's the truth. Look, check this out. This is all the content I got for you today, bro. I just wanted to touch on that. I do think it's a big distraction because there's a lot going on. So, what better to distract the world with than there's a black man being a degenerate, a sexual deviant? Because that seems to be that stigma they want to put on us. So, like, especially you, Shannon, a man almost in his 60s, you gotta understand this dynamic. Don't play into these stereotypes that they have of us, and that's exactly what you're doing. Come on, you old enough to know better. Look, that's all the time I got for y'all today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, baby. Assault that like button for me, hit subscribe, tap on that bell notification, hit also you'll be aware of every last video I'm putting out. Always remember to give maximum effort in all your endeavors, and I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.